What's up, guys? Welcome back to Napoli Central. My name is Giovanni. As always, welcome back to the channel. I thank you guys for the support from the last video. You guys on Twitter especially gave some great feedback, so I had some positive responses. Thank you guys for that. If you're new to the channel, I haven't been here before, I do videos on Napoli matches, and I'll make sure this summer to be more consistent on transfer news and things like that. And we have Europa League with Arsenal coming up soon, so stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. Hit that like button right now. I really do appreciate everything. And comment down below all your thoughts. Feedback, interaction is always good. So let's go on to this game. Obviously, as from the title and from today's date, Empoli-Napoli on the road for Napoli didn't go as well as planned. Hopefully, you go into this game, you think that Napoli can squeeze out a win. I like the lineup personally from Ancelotti. I thought giving Maksimovic a break and giving Luperto a start is not bad because Luperto's been pretty solid when he plays. You got Malcuit getting the start over Husai. Younes and Younes also. See, now I'm getting confused. Younes and Ounas both getting starts on the wing positions. Ounas more forward than I guess, Younes is because we have Callejon on the right side. But nonetheless, giving those guys a start I thought was positive. Although they didn't really make the most out of their starts, both of them. I think Ounas was the worst one out of the two, if I had to say. And I'll get to that in a second. But just an overall poor Napoli performance. I mean, Empoli took the lead in the first half through Farias' goal. That took a deflection off Zielinski, I believe it was. So Meret was kind of like stuck there, just couldn't do anything about it. And then Zielinski ties the game before the halftime. It was like the 41st, 42nd minute. Pretty nice goal, a rocket shot from distance. But that's what it took to score a goal today. We couldn't get anything going from inside the box through Milik and the wingers and whatnot. So Zielinski's goal was brilliant. That's when Napoli probably played their best. Good 5-10 minute spell right after the goal, if I had to say, till halftime. And coming out of the halftime, pretty dead again. I mean, Empoli came out hungry. They were much more hungry, the hungrier side. And they showed it. They scored another goal. Di Lorenzo, I think it was on a corner kick. It was a header. And credit to Meret, though, because if Alex Meret didn't make 3 or 4 saves, it could have easily been 5-1 today. Because that's how poor Napoli was, I think. I don't know what it is. You don't want to make excuses. They did seem a little fatigued, but you go and beat Roma 4-1 at the Olimpico and you can't go to Empoli and win a game. It's still pretty bad, especially because Empoli is a relegation side or close to it. They were at 25. This win bumps them out of 18th to 17th place, but whatever Bologna does, it'll depend on what Bologna does today as to who's going to still go back to 18th with a couple games left. So you want to win these kind of games, especially because Napoli, even though if you don't play Mertens, you don't have Insigne, you don't play Maksimovic in the back, you have no Albiol still, you don't start Fabian Ruiz, you still have more quality than an Empoli side, but Empoli just wanted to go get it today. They got the game, and they got the 3 points they were looking for. If I had to point out some of the bad performances, I would say I didn't like Ounas today. I think sometimes he tries to do too much, and we've seen that plenty of times, but he's a young kid, so, he wants to create, but he wasn't able to today. He also missed a shot right there after that Zielinski goal late in the first half. That could have been a 2-1 lead for Napoli. Didn't happen, and he was eventually substituted for Mertens. I don't think Younes had a great game either. You saw him kind of cut in on his right sometimes. Took one shot that just went over the bar. So it wasn't like he had a great start either, although his last couple performances have been good. So disappointed in those guys. The defense was just not organized today. A lot of clearances had to be made because Empoli kept pushing and getting into that final third. So I guess the midfield also has some fault for that. But if I had to pick, one player who was the best, it was Meret, because even though he allowed 2 goals, he really made some huge saves that kept Napoli in the game at all. And then Zielinski was pretty good. He got the goal, but other than that, pretty poor. I thought Mario Rui did well to get forward and put in crosses this game, but just no one was there. I think Milik was a little bit late to balls today, but just out of the forwards, didn't get too much creativity. Just didn't get enough to even get a draw in this game, clearly, even though Mertens, Verdi, and Fabian came on. I think Verdi should have started the game just because he scored a goal and assist in his last game. The couple performances before that, he started getting back into the groove of things. It seemed like he's been having a little bit of a tough time. And, I would have liked to see him come in from the start. But Ancelotti thought otherwise, which I was fine with. But, once he came into the game in the second half, didn't have much to do. So, a really bad loss. But Milan tied to Udinese, I believe it was yesterday, and then Inter is playing today as we speak now. So we'll see what happens there. I know it's unlikely that either of those teams would pass us for second. But you just want to win these type of games. It doesn't matter if Juve is 18 points ahead of us and we're not going to win this week. You want to win as much as you can. And I just don't think the guys went out there hungry enough today to get the win. So we'll see what happens on the weekend. I think we play Genoa at home. So I think that's going to be a good game. Genoa's not a bad team, so we'll see what happens there. And that's it, I guess. So we'll see what happens. If I don't make a video this weekend because I'm at work, I apologize. But I should be back for the Europa League next week. So I'll see you guys later. Forza sempre. Ciao.